snow and rain. Most recently, within the area, we've been experiencing snow. However, if we experience global warming, we will only have rain and we will not have snow. Today, I'm going to explain on a micro and a macro level the what, why, and how of global warming. What is global warming? Well, essentially, it's the warming of the earth due to pollutants. If you look at the diagram on the right, in a normal, healthy environment, the sun rays shine through the atmosphere, hit the earth, and then the majority of the light bounces back through the atmosphere. In an unhealthy environment, the sun shines through the atmosphere, but the atmosphere then acts like a glass, very similar to that of a greenhouse, where the light comes through and gets trapped in the atmosphere due to the smog. Smog is made up of CO2, methane gas, and a little bit of water vapor. Once the light is trapped under the atmosphere, it transfers into a radiation or a heat instead of light. Now we know what it is. Why is it bad? Well, on a macro scale, the melting of the glaciers. As the glaciers melt, the sea water rises. Cities such as Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, Sicily in Italy, and our very own Baltimore, Maryland could be voraciously flooded with water and civilizations destroyed. Also, there's an increased fatality rate in developing countries. Why developing countries? Why not developed countries like the United States? Well, developing countries don't have the technology such as heating and cooling as we do here in the United States. Dr. Greenstone at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, otherwise known as MIT, determined from research that in India, in farm country, Indian farmers die at 1% per year when temperatures rise from 70 degrees to 90 degrees. Also, there's changes in the weather pattern on a geological scale. When the earth heats up, then there are shifts in our plate tectonics, and also the currents in the water change. These changes cause the weather to abruptly cause hurricanes or storms, which could be endangering to our health. And finally, the obvious is toxins. People are breathing in pollutants, which is not healthy, and animals that are living in cold climates may die or become extinct due to the weather changes. Now that we know why it's bad, what can we do on a small scale to reduce our carbon and our methane footprint? Well, for one, we can continue to reduce forest fires as a community. We can decrease our fossil fuel or burning, such as driving vehicles. We could ride our bike or carpool. We could plant a tree. Green plants, during their photosynthesis stage, filter out carbon dioxide, thus purifying our environment. Another surprising one is that we could eat less beef. 14% of global house gases, or greenhouse gases, are from methane caused by manure. So if we eat less beef, then less cows will be produced. Also, recycling. Most people think that drinking this kind of bottle of water and then recycling it after it's empty is okay. Well, it's better than putting it in a landfill. But on a global supply chain level, what happens to this bottle of water? Well, it goes into a bin. Then a truck picks up the bin, uses fossil fuels, hauls it to a barge on a dock. The barge then again uses more fossil fuels, goes overseas to China or Indonesia, where then again at a factory or a plant, the plastic is melted down, burning more toxins into our environment. The best way, on a small scale, we can drink water out of bottles like this. Now, most people think that water out of the tap is not very good. It has a tang or a chlorinated taste. But what we can do to reduce that is fill up your bottle of water and just set it on the counter. The chlorine will eventually evaporate, usually within an hour. Water from the tap is federally regulated, so it's safe for drinking. If you don't like that, then you can run your water through a Brita filter and still use a recyclable container. Hopefully after today, you have a better understanding of what global warming is. On a small scale, by making minor improvements, we can positively influence the environment, not only for ourselves, but for future generations to come. Thank you.